Television. The story. That is where you find us. Where the gist is developing, that is where we cast our net. Where there is a drama, you can trust us to act it out. And where there is news, reporting is our delight. Even on the go, we are ready to track it. At Immaculate Television, we bring you the latest, hottest, and spot-on news as it makes the rounds all over the world. Reporting from the nooks and crannies of both rural and urban communities. Talk of politics, business, sports, entertainment, events, and many more. You can trust us with your airtime and view time because we are binoculate. We are Immaculate Television. ITVS. Wherever, whenever there is a story, that is where you find us. Where the gist is developing, that is where we cast our net. Where there is a drama, you can trust us to act it out. And where there is news, reporting is our delight. Even on the go, we are ready to track it. At Immaculate Television, we bring you the latest, hottest, and spot-on news as it makes the rounds all over the world. Reporting from the nooks and crannies of both rural and urban communities. Talk of politics, business, sports, entertainment, events, and many more. You can trust us with your airtime and view time because we are binoculate. We are Immaculate Television. ITVS. Wherever, whenever. Let's now bring you up to speed with news around the world, into Africa, and across the nation Nigeria. You're welcome to ITVS News. My name is Anoluakbo Idowu. The inauguration of a tripartite committee to look into the implementation of the new minimum wage for workers has been approved by the President of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And this was contained in a letter from the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, FGF George Akume, addressed to Comrade Ambali Akim Olatunji of the Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC). According to the letter, the committee will be inaugurated tomorrow at the Presidential Villa in Abuja. Meanwhile, the Nigerian labour unions have been agitating for a new minimum wage for workers at the federal and state levels. This followed an increase in the cost of living caused by the removal of fuel subsidy. And it will be recalled in June 2023 that labour leaders called on the government to increase the minimum wage from 30,000 naira to 200,000 naira to meet the current economic realities. However, the minimum wage was last reviewed in April 2019 from 18,000 to 30,000 naira. Away from that story now, the Nigerian Bar Association section of Public Interest and Development Law has urged the court to sack the Minister of Arts, Culture and Creative Economy, Hannatu Musawa, from office for allegedly violating the National Youth Service Corps Act. The organization also asked the court to compel the NYSC to nullify the certificate given to Musawa and the music promoter Kenny Ogungbe, alleging that the issuance of the certificate was contrary to the provision of NYSC Act. Musawa Ogungbe, NYSC, and the federal government of Nigeria are the first to fourth defendant, respectively, in the suit. The plaintiffs alleged that the mobilization of Musawa and Ogungbe for the mandatory one-year National Youth Service after exceeding 30 years of age was not lawful, illegal, and an affront to patriotism. They also alleged that Musawa and Ogungbe's purported national service and certificate of service purportedly issued by the NYSC were null and void. Newsman reported that the Human Rights Writers Association of Nigeria had accused Musawa in August 2023 of serving as a minister while undertaking the one-year mandatory National Youth Service course scheme. And similarly, in October 2023, there was a stir on social media when Ogungbe shared a photo of himself in the NYSC uniform, announcing that he had finished NYSC at the age of 53. Effort to get Musawa approved about him as calls to her number indicated it was not reachable as at the time of filing this report. Away from there now to Ekiti State, where in a bid to combat the rising cases of insecurity in the southwest state, the 6 governors of the region have commenced discussions with President Bola-led administration on the need for the Amotekun Corps to be allowed to carry sophisticated ammunition. The Ekiti State Governor, Biodun Oyebanji, will disclose this on Sunday during a media chat tagged Meet Your Governor in Ado-Ekiti in the state capital. Said governors are of the view that the growing level of kidnappings, killings and other heinous crimes in the region will be adequately tackled by the local security outfits with the right arms and ammunition. It disclosed that the former administration of President Muhammadu Buhari allegedly frustrated the effective and efficient operations of the local security network when it was established a few years ago. Oyebanji described President Bola Tinubu as an advocate of true federalism, expressing optimism that the present administration would agree with the southwest states on the need for the Amotekun Corps to be legally and operationally empowered to confront criminal elements in the region. On the recurring farmers to headers in the state, the governor would describe it as unacceptable, added that the government has responded to the situation with the formation of Farmers Headers Peace Committee, which he said was helping in addressing the situation. Away from Ekiti State now to Lagos State, where a 45-year-old Alimoto Haruna has been taken into custody by the Lagos State Police Command for allegedly smuggling 42 northern children into Lagos without their parents' consent. Newsmen learned that Alimot intended to compel 42 children into child labor and trafficking. It was also learned that the innocent children were caught and taken, and this occurred on January 25 at about 5:45 p.m. A police source told reporters that the 3 underage children, 2 females and 1 male, whose name could not be confirmed, were rescued by directives and detectives while monitoring her movement. The source added that the suspect had been declared wanted by the Kwara State Police Command about numerous missing underage children who were connected to the dictatorship, adding that the command's anti-human trafficking unit confirmed that they had recovered some of the children, leaving only 11 yet to be found. The source further stated that the suspect had admitted and provided the addresses where the children were kept as well as the names of the parents. When contacted yesterday, the State Public Relations Officer, Benjamin Hundeyin, said efforts were being made to save the 8 remaining children, noting that updates on their progress will be communicated to the press and the public. Away from that now to Rivers State, where the Nigerian Navy ship Pathfinder in Port Harcourt, Rivers State, said its personnel arrested 11 suspected oil thieves in Krakrama Creeks in Asari Toru local government area of Rivers State. The Navy said the suspects were arrested while in a wooden boat laden with equipment used in the construction of an illegal refining site. The commander, NNS Pathfinder, Commodore Desmond Higbo, disclosed this while parading the suspect and the items before newsmen in Port Harcourt. The personnel of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps and SCDC. Commodore Igbo, who was represented by the NNS Base Operations Officer, Commander Saeed Kabir, said the items, including 20 gas cylinders, were carefully concealed in the boat to ward off the eyes of operatives. He noted that further investigation revealed that the arrested suspects were workers used for the construction in the illegal refining site. He cautioned all thieves and other criminal elements within Bar and other parts of Rivers State to change their ways. Responding after taking delivery of the suspect and the seized items, Deputy Superintendent from the Intelligence and Investigation Department of NSCDC, Monday Lawal, said all the suspects would be subjected to further investigation. He added that if found culpable, they would be prosecuted. And in Anambra State, the Anambra State government, through the state's Ministry of Women and Social Welfare, has rescued a United States table tennis champion, Tanya Okpala, who was found wandering the streets. Okpala was found wandering the street of Awka, the state capital, and was captured in a viral video currently circulating on social media. The state commander for Women and Social Welfare, Ife Obinabo, was said to have received the directive to rescue and rehabilitate the tennis star from the state's governor, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, and immediately swung into action. The commissioner's media aide, Chidinma Ikanyonwu, confirmed this in a statement today to newsmen, and while explaining her ordeal, Okpala, who is from Mpologu in Agwata local government area of Anambra State, said she is a U.S.-based tennis champion but due to a bad peer influence became a crack cocaine addict. She also explained that she had the best of education in and outside the country. Okpala, whose mother was from Belarus, said she lost her mother to cancer a few years ago and ever since has not been able to get over her demise. According to the US-based tennis champion, she has 6-year-old daughter currently staying with her father in Impologu and urged the governor's wife to help her reunite with her daughter. Sliding into Benue State, where the Benue State Police Command has begun an investigation after the body of a yet-to-be-identified young woman was recovered in a refuse dump in Makurdi. The State Police Public Relations Officer, SP Catherine Hanene, said the identity of the victim is still unknown and an investigation has been opened. He said the command would do everything to unravel the circumstances surrounding the death of the culprit. Newsmen reported that the corpse delivered on Sunday was tied, put in a sack and left at a refuse dump around Lorapu Adai Street, Yima Hodko quarters in Makurdi. Benue State Environmental Sanitation Agency and the Benue State Police Command in the state confirmed in July 2023 that a woman identified as Dorcas Changev was found dead with some of her body parts missing 24 hours after her birthday. Newsman reported then that the lady, said to be in her 30s, used to reside at the owner-occupier in the Makurdi metropolis of the state's capital. A month earlier, a catechist, Oliver Vershima, from St. Martin's Parish, Mbappe in Adiko, Dinri, the Kwande local government area of Benue State, was said to have fled after he was caught with the corpse of a lady. Away totally now from the shores of Nigeria to South Africa, where a controversial auction of about 70 personal items of South Africa's anti-apartheid hero, Nelson Mandela, including his hearing aids, walking sticks, and reading glasses, has been suspended. New York-based Guernsey's auctions house wrote on its website, Mandela, the auction suspended, without giving a reason, but it follows an outcry in South Africa. Mr. Mandela's eldest daughter, Makaziwe Mandela, planned to sell the items at an auction on the 22nd of February, saying she wanted to use the money to build a memorial garden in his honor near his burial site. The state's South African Heritage Resources Agency, SAHRA, challenged her decision in court but lost the case. It would appeal against the ruling. South Africa's Art and Culture Minister, Zizi Kodwa, said the blocking the sale was necessary as Mr. Mandela is integral to South Africa's heritage. Mr. Mandela's grandson, Ndaba, was quoted by local media as saying he too was opposed to the auction sale. Mr. Mandela's ID book was also among the items listed for sale. Ndaba told newsmen that selling their father's ID book is insane and is like robbing South Africa of its heritage. Away from South Africa now to South Sudan, where authorities in South Sudan's central equatorial state have banned the sale of a popular beer after several people died after consuming the local gin. The royal gin, popularly known as Makoi gin, is said to be addictive mostly to young people. Its consumption reportedly increased during Christmas and New Year celebrations, leading to death of an unspecified number of people across the country. The Anglican Church in the capital, Juba, has urged the governor to make sure the ban is enforced. The gin was nicknamed after Information Minister Michael McCoy in 2019, who is said to be the most talkative minister in South Sudan. And last year, the minister called for the ban of the gin and demanded that the factory that produces it be closed down. Shortly away from that, United Nations Security Council is due to meet to discuss tensions between Somalia and Ethiopia over a controversial port deal with the self-declared Republic of Somaliland. Newsmen reported that the meeting held today will address concerning events in the Horn of Africa. The role was triggered by Ethiopia signing a Memorandum of Understanding (MOU) with Somaliland early this month. The deal gives landlocked Ethiopia access to a seaport for military and commercial purposes. Somalia, which considers Somaliland part of its territory, rejected the deal and accused Ethiopia of violating its sovereignty. It's news around the world, into Africa and across the nation, Nigeria. You're still on to the ITVS news and in the world of entertainment. Nigerian hitmaker Davido continued his timeless tour, which made another stop at the iconic O2 Arena in the sold-out show. Yesterday, Davido fired up the O2 Arena as he thrilled fans with a collection of his hit singles, while also being joined on stage by different artists. The multi-award-winning artist has been on the road since releasing his Grammy-nominated fourth album, Timeless. Davido's latest O2 show is the third time he has sold out the 20,000 capacity arena after becoming the first Nigerian solo artist to sell out the arena in 2019 before returning for another sold-out show in 2022. At the Timeless concert at the O2, Davido performed the hit songs from his catalog to the delight of fans who sang along. The concert also had guest performances and appearances such as Davido, who was joined on stage by DMW signee Logos Olori to perform Picasso off his Timeless album. He also brought out Mayokun, with whom he performed their hit single, The Best. It was a euphoric moment when he brought out Kiss Daniel for a performance of their recent collaboration, Tue Tue. Davido's O2 Arena comes a week ahead of the 2024 Grammy Awards, where he's competing in 3 categories for the chance to win his first Grammy Award. And in sports, as the football fervor intensifies, the stage is set for a riveting clash of titans in the prestigious English FA Cup fixtures for the 5th round. The anticipation is palpable as football lovers eagerly await the unveiling of matchups that promise exhilarating moments and unpredictable outcomes. The FA Cup fixtures are scheduled for the week commencing February 26, 2024. And here is the full list of ties for the Emirates FA fixtures 5th round draw. Blackburn Rovers of Wrexham versus Newcastle United, Chelsea or Aston Villa versus Leeds United of Plymouth Argyle, AFC Bournemouth versus Leicester City, Liverpool versus Watford or Southampton, Bristol City or Nottingham Forest versus Manchester United, Wolverhampton Wanderers versus Brighton and Hove Albion, Sheffield Wednesday or Coventry City versus Maidstone United, Luton Town versus Manchester City. Meanwhile, the FA Cup, formerly called the Football Association Challenge Cup, is an annual knockout tournament in men's English football. It stands as the world's oldest national football competition. The 3rd rounds were played earlier in January. The 4th round started last week. Some games will be played tonight, and those that ended in a draw will result in the 2nd leg to be played soon. And before we bring the news to a halt, remember that you can follow us on multiple digital platforms. For iPhone users, Limix World is where to find us, and for Android users, NetNiger TV app is where we are. Once and again, thank you for joining. My name is Anodo Apo Idowu, and on behalf of the entire news production crew, as well as the executive producer of this particular newscast, Ayomikun Adeni, we say thank you for watching. Do enjoy the rest of your day. Bye. There is a story. That is where you find us. Where the gist is developing, that is where we cast our net. Where there is a drama, you can trust us to act it out. And where there is news, reporting is our delight. Even on the go, we are ready to track it. At Immaculate Television, we bring you the latest, hottest, and spot-on news as it makes the rounds all over.